The final score, Wrexham 1, TNS nil. I'm Mark Griffiths, and we're in the final. Absolutely superb. As a club, we have a great record in the Welsh Cup, and now, for the first time, the reformed women's team are in the final. Superb, and again, carrying the Wrexham AFC pennant so well and making us proud. It was a interesting, gritty battle of a game more than anything else. I feel I maybe should put a couple of things into context before describing the game, because if you were watching the S4C live feed, they very strongly gave the sense of TNS being plucky no-hopers who had all their players out injured, but well, it was said openly a few times. It's a shock that they're still in the game. Now, this is not a criticism of TNS. I thought they played very well, and they do have some key players out, so I'm not denying it. But it wasn't quite that extreme. Six of the players who started the season in their first 11 were playing in that match, and another two from the semi final were on the bench on the first day of the season. So there's eight of the starting 11 in this semi final who were in their strongest side at the start of the season. So, it's not, they're not so crippled with injuries that they're throwing loads of people in who haven't got, any experience or were nowhere near the first team. Please also remember they only came two places behind us, and they only missed out on the top four on goal difference. TNS are good. Yes, they were lacking some good players, but the sort of no hopers tag was misleading. I also need to point out that it was said that Wrexham are full time players. They're not. They absolutely are not. It was said a couple of times, at least. It was corrected once as well, to be fair, by the co commentator, but no, Wrexham are not a full time team at all. Anyway, on to the game. Wrexham won. I didn't think we reached our usual levels, in all honesty. And part of that was because TNS battled really well and often just had a bit more of a grip on midfield. And our passing was not quite on for me. A few times not quite making certain of the passes, and as a result, TNS were nipping in, and it really stopped our continuity and our passing rhythm, I thought. But having said that, it was Wrexham who looked more likely to score in the first half, despite the fact that TNS had more of the ball and were coming forward quicker. And the 90th minute, Amber Lightfoot, who was really threatening on the left-hand side, did well to intercept, fed a ball into Rosie Hughes, lovely little flicked return pass, and Amber Lightfoot ran onto it in the left channel, drove a shot from 15 yards that went just wide. Within a minute later, another potential moment of hope. Suckley, the goalkeeper for TNS. I've done my homework today. As far as I'm aware, not related to Ava Suckley. Made a poor clearance straight to Gibbard, who understandably fed it straight back in, but Rosie Hughes had another chance to get back. But it was, a real opportunity then. She was offside, Hughes. Wrexham kept pushing. Lovett sweeping a ball in from the right-hand side. The defender not dealing with it properly, and Lightfoot cutting in and trying to curl it in with her right foot, but putting it just wide of the far post. The first moment of danger from TNS came when the ball was on the edge of the box, crowded area. TJ Dickens got a good foot in, but it ricocheted to Ridge, and she drove a shot in, a good parry by Del Morgan. On the half hour, a big chance for TNS. A corner swept to the far post. Evans met it with a towering header from about 15 yards out, which looped over Morgan, but Phoebe Davis had kept her position on the near post crucially and was able to clear off the line. At this point, yeah, I think TNS would be very happy with the way they're going about things. They were starting to actually put things on target as well. But Wrexham were able to push back. Firstly, a strange little incident where Williams, the TNS right back, was turned and under a lot of pressure did well to get it back to Suckley. But Suckley, concerned it might go for a corner, went to ground and caught it. Free kick for picking up a back pass. The ball was played in by Lily Jones. There was a shout for handball against Evans. I would say no, but her arms are tucked in really, but she turned her side to the ball, which meant that her hands were sticking out from her body a bit, and it hit her hand. I would say not handball, but I could understand some referees maybe seeing it differently. The ball came out to Rosie Hughes, who drove in a shot which couldn't hit the target. But it was a little moment of danger. Then TNS up the other end, Evans lifting in a free kick, Ridge with a free header from at the far post from a tight angle, planted it in, and again Morgan was able to save. But Wrexham again pushing on. Davis overlapping down the left, feeding it inside, getting it back from Gibbard and trying a 25-yarder, which was too straight and the keeper was able to save before, in the 45th minute, Wrexham got that key goal which took us through to the final. A great piece of energetic play by Cara Jones sets it up, but in honesty, it followed a period of about 30 seconds where TNS just struggled to get the ball clear. They were getting put under pressure and they were giving it back to us in the dangerous part of the pitch. Finally, the ball was played in and the centre-back Reading tried to volley it away, but Cara Jones did brilliantly to race across, jump in and get the block in, and it fell perfectly for Rosie Hughes. One-on-one with the keeper, 15 yards out, and she drove it in early and powerfully, and Suckley did well to get close to it, in all honesty. Wrexham took the lead, Hughes scoring again, third consecutive game. After the break, Wrexham made a change. Liv Fuller, who has, of course, got some time in against Stourbridge in the friendly last week, trying to get herself to fitness, had looked very impressive in the first half, but that was all she had in her, and so she had to come off. Cairns comes on, and Wrexham have to reshuffle of Lily Jones dropping back into the centre of defence. And Wrexham started the half brightly. Good tackle by TJ Dickens on Evans in the middle of the pitch. She fed it on to Lightfoot and she played the killer ball. Hughes racing onto it, but Suckley did brilliantly. Very, very quick off the line. Just got there ahead of Hughes. She got a bit of a knock in the process accidentally, but she was okay to continue. Then another change. Pritchard coming on for Lovett, who herself is coming back from injury. Pritchard slotting in at right back. And TNS started to get ahead of steam up, about 20 minutes left. And this felt to me the most dangerous period of the game. TNS had been trying to come at us in the second half, weren't threatening until this point, but they really started to go hell for leather and started to carve out some opportunities. There was a lovely breakdown on the left by Dunkley. He swept a fabulous cross into the 6-yard box. Nobody was quite able to reach it. Ridge, the near post, lunging in, was the closest to making contact. Then another change. And like, I said at the start about injuries. Well, Karen Allen took a kicking. I mean, she so often does. She's fearless, challenging for balls that are 50-50. But she took a right kicking and eventually had to come off. She was injured actually, missed the last league game, the penultimate league game of the season, not the last game of the season. And Katie Sharp came on for her. I mean, let's put this into context. We've only got one of our starting back four on the pitch now. We've completely had to reshuffle our defence. And we came under pressure. In the 84th minute, Evans with a free kick from 25 yards, which she struck well enough, but didn't get enough height on it. And it was a comfortable height for Morgan to take at sort of head level. 4 minutes left, the big moment apart from the goal. It was a great ball in from Williams. And at the far post, Tier completely unmarked, 6 yards out. What a glorious opportunity. Totally misheaded it, put it miles off target. What a chance that was. And that was the key moment because TNS didn't make another opportunity, really. And Wrexham, in fact, could have gone 2 up in the final minute. Lightfoot driving forwards, driving in a shot, which hit the post and came back out. Hughes kept the ball moving. Back to Cairns, he struck a ball well, but the shot was blocked and it all went away to safety. Wrexham made one final change. Lightfoot getting arrested, 2 minutes of added time played, and Libby McKenzie coming on. But soon the final whistle went and Wrexham could celebrate. Not a fluent performance, but, if you're going to win trophies, you've got to dig in sometimes when you're not quite getting it right and just make sure you get the result. And although we rode our luck with that late chance, we had chances too. So, yeah, a good, hard-fought win. Looking at the performances, I think I'd make Del Morgan player of the match, actually. Quite apart from that really good early parry that she made. She was commanding. I mean, TNS put a lot of pressure on us, and we defended pretty well, I thought. Balls into the box. Morgan was really good at taking responsibility, had some nasty ones skidding across her, and her handling was absolutely flawless. They were basic things. I accept some of them, but the sort of things that you make mistakes with. And she was flawless, like I said. And in a game where, because we weren't quite at our usual level, I think the solidity of Morgan at the back was incredibly reassuring. Having said that, we did defend well. Davis again playing on the left and making some good challenges and coming forwards to good effect occasionally as well. Didn't quite get the sort of command that she often has, but she was certainly good at fullback, as was Lovett on the other side. Had to be withdrawn, like I said, just after the hour. Pritchard did very well at right back, I thought, using her pace to deal with the quick players, Tier and Williams on that side of the pitch. Oh, sorry, Dunkley, not Williams. And yes, I was really impressed to see Pritchard coming in and bringing a little bit of bounce to the side. In the centre of defence, I mean, Allen was very good. Surprise, surprise. Aggressive. Just kept taking kick after kick after kick till finally she had to go off. Sharp replaced her, and she did well in terms of clearing danger when we were under intense pressure. And then alongside Allen was Liv Fuller, who in that 45 minutes gave a tantalising glimpse of what we could hope for if we were able to get her back to full fitness. Her use of the ball was beautiful. Her anticipation was excellent. Fuller looked absolutely high class. And it'll be brilliant if we're able, like I said, to get full benefit from that, because she's clearly got a lot of ability. In midfield, TJ Dickens had a real scrap with Evans, the player who got sent off against us for TNS in the league game at Park Hall. And although occasionally Evans got on top of her, she also made some important interventions and a couple of sharp passes forwards as well. Lily Jones, likewise, in midfield in the first half and had to do more of a defensive job, really, as TNS were outnumbering us sometimes in the middle of the pitch. She dropped into centre back in the second half and did well, defended the box really solidly when we needed to. That defensive unit, I thought, looked good. Going further forwards, Mary Gibbard, I thought, had a good game and was able to offer a bridge between midfield and attack with some good passes, good range of passes as well. And as always, good work rate and strong in the air when we had to defend. On the flanks, Lightfoot was very impressive. Wasn't as involved in the second half, but to be fair, we didn't come forward as much in the second half. But she covered back well, did a lot of good defensive work with Phoebe Davis, and she was my other contender, I think, for player of the match. Cara Jones didn't have as much threat as usual, didn't seem to get into as many good positions as usual. But again, that work rate, she wins the chance for the goal with her work rate. She's a tremendous presence on that right-hand side, just never slows down. And up front, I mean, okay, another contender for player of the match, Rosie Hughes, looked dangerous whenever she got the ball, was looking to create, was looking to be innovative. And yeah, that chance, I mean, it's a great chance to fall for her, but she ain't going to miss that. Lovely finish. And yeah, Wrexham will be very pleased with how that went. Cairns came on and looked, as she has done already so far, really tidy on the ball, really neat and looking to link play up. And yeah, we're in the final. I'm happy with that. That is superb. So, see you on the 5th of May, wherever that is, as Wrexham face Cardiff City. That will be tough, but, we've not been overwhelmed by Cardiff, as many other teams have, and we've dug in well on occasions. So, let's see what we can achieve, eh? But brilliant to see a Wrexham team in the Welsh Cup final again. With the final score, Wrexham 1, TNS 0. I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.